So here's the roll pan and the bumper. The bumper, it's got a few bad spots on it that's got to be sanded down. All right, so this is the grill that I was talking about. I don't recall putting it in black, but I would about had to have. This is the bumper. What we're going to do is places like this right here, I'm thinking that's a rust bubble. We're going to dig into that. These spots right here we'll hit with a little grinder, clean them up. Spots like that, clean them up, put it in epoxy, sand the rest of this down, sand the grill down, get it all in 320, do the body work on the epoxy after we grind it down, and try to get it all in the booth, get the booth cleaned out, try to hang those parts that I just done yesterday, get these sprayed in epoxy, and what we'll do is we'll spray the blue, we'll cover up the stuff that's going to be silver with maybe a sheet or something like that, and then we'll spray the silver, and then we'll clear coat everything all at one time. That's the plan anyway, and that's about all I can say. That's the plan. All right, Mama, I wanted to get you in here just for a little bit, or just a minute or two. A lot of things that people don't show behind the scenes is in those letters, each one of those will have to be sanded by hand. Each one of those. So what I usually do is I just go in and try to scuff it up real good inside the lettering. Just roll the paper around. All of this will be sanded by hand. That is just some of the things that people just don't show, because it's a lot of work. Now you can take a small block and block out this, but where it's going to go and the way it is, like I said, unless you're just shooting for perfection, it's just not going to need it, you know. So hand sanding is something that a lot of people just don't show. All right, first impressions out of the booth. It's pretty good. So we hung the tailgate up here, and put the other pieces down here. They look pretty fancy. They should match the truck pretty good. All right, Mama, here we go. Got the little ALC blaster out. It's time to get these pieces. This here was a new piece, but it's going to be blue, so I figured just go ahead and sprinkle blast it. Get these pieces in epoxy. Let's do this. All right, Mama, here you go. That's the black piece. I sprinkle blasted it. There's that rear valance. That's body filler or some type of undercoating behind the plate. I didn't spend the time to get that out because the plate will cover it and the epoxy will seal it up. The rest of it's blasted out good. There's the two steps. And then I'll have to figure out where to put, how to hang these for the blue. But let me show you this out here. You need to invest in yourself. Buy you a small blaster and buy you a good air compressor that has the valve so that it can run continuously while you're blasting so that you don't burn the motor up. But this here is the piece that was so rough. Man, it looks good now. Looks like brand new. All it needs is some gray epoxy. So, to give you kind of an idea of what this took, this, see the bottom of that down in there? The bottom of that bale? The sand was about, I'd say 7/8 full. 7/8 full, and the first two pieces blasted easy, but this piece right here used up just about all of it. See if we can see. It is down inside. It's about right there. So probably 3/4 of that container. Probably about, if I had to guess, it holds 90 pounds full. Probably used about 65 pounds. And I had already blasted some parts one time and swept it up, recycled it, restrained it, got any trash out of it, and blasted his parts. So these are just regular Tillman gloves. This here is a, there it is, it's a Jackson. And if you'll notice, it's got the wire, the little wire thing that you can remove the screen. I bought the little glass screens off of, I think it was Zorro.com. The glass ones, when that sand is kicking back into your face, the glass ones will stand, you know, a lot more than the plastic. I have some plastic ones, but if you get any dust or anything on the plastic ones, when you wipe it one time, it puts scratches all in it. So that's the reason that I bought the glass ones. So invest in yourself. It don't cost a whole lot of money. You don't have to buy it all at once unless you just need to. But I have just slowly added. So to give you an idea of what this guy saved, I've got about 1.5 hours in blasting. So I was trying to get this strap off. I've got about 1.5 hours in blasting and clean up and putting everything up, getting everything out for the job. So you can figure he's gonna have, let's see, about $125 to $140 in it, in cleaning up those 3 pieces. The local blast man, which is really good, he is $300 an hour, and for him to travel to my place, he needs like at least 1 hour's worth of work. So he could have done this faster, but he couldn't do it cheaper. I can do it cheaper. And now all I've got to do is put my gloves back on, carry it in here to the booth, blow it off, clean it, and put it in Tamco epoxy. And if the body working all still looks good on that lower valance, we'll be able to just go right to blue. So, like I said, slowly buy your stuff unless you just have to take out a loan or whatever. I wouldn't recommend that. But that blaster, when I bought it, I give like $500 for it. Now they're about $1,000. And then I added the hose that came with it. It wore a hole in the bottom down there where it comes out. I bought a new hose. Let me turn this air. I had my air compressor draining. I added a new hose, and then I've been searching for the best nozzles, but I have yet to find the best setup. The ones that come that are the ceramic they work the best, but the sand eats them out the fastest. So it's kind of a waste of money. But anyway, all the stuff here is done in-house. That's the whole point of having the stuff is we don't have to call anybody. Wiring, performance, blasting, painting, body work, chassis work, welding, you name it. Our plan is to either be able to do it, or we'll find you somebody that can be trusted to do it. So y'all stay tuned. We got more to come. All right, Mama. We didn't quite get as far as we wanted to today, but Lord willing, we'll get it done tomorrow. Got just a little bit of sanding left on the bumper. This piece right here is just about ready. This piece was done in the black of the CRE, which I think is the 921. And some people say that it sands good, and some people say that it don't. Well, I'm here to tell you, if you were to sit down and sand on this and then sand on the Tamco 5310, their primer, gray primer like what's on about everything else around here, you would look at yourself in the mirror and say, wow, Mama, I'm gonna stick with the 5310. Well, the 921 or the 321 from PPG probably, in all honesty, is a better product for what it is, as far as like if you're going to spray it at straight over bare metal and let it be an epoxy and a high build. But if you're going to put the Tamco epoxy and then put their primer on top, then naturally it's the best to go with the primer because it sands easier, it blocks out easier. But here in a couple of weeks, should be getting in some of the Linear Blocks new epoxy. It's going to be blue, but it's supposed to be top dog, and we'll see how it does. I've got some on pre-order, but anyway, like I said, everything's just about ready. We'll put everything in epoxy and spray it in the morning. Let's go over here. Check this out. There's you something to think about right there. Let's go over here to the booth. Everything, we moved the fenders and all back in before Dylan left. Got everything ready for in the morning. And these pieces right here, I've got to come up with a way to set those up. But these pieces here, so we'll have blue, that'll be blue also. Well, everything in here will be blue. So anyway, y'all have a good night. Stay tuned. Lord willing, we'll see you in the morning.